To set you up for success for this summer program, and since we know that you're going to be excitedly exploring CK-12 as soon as you finish watching this session, we want to take you on a quick tour of how to sign in, navigate, and explore all CK-12 has to offer. As we do this, we want you to think back to the various reasons why somebody might come to CK-12 and decide, if you haven't already, what your goal is, at least to start when exploring and using CK-12. Are you simply trying to find resources for a particular topic? Are you trying to supplement your curriculum with interactives and/or practice? Do you want to replace your current text or curriculum with a flexbook and more? With that in mind, I'm going to pass this off to Katie so she can go to our site and start exploring.
To get started on CK-12, I would just go to the homepage at ck12.org. From there, you can click Join or Sign In and use Google, Facebook, or your own username and password that you want to use for our account. If you're integrated with Google Classroom, I highly recommend you use the Sign In with Google option so that it cleanly links to your class in Google. Once you're logged in, this will take you to the dashboard. If you're new to CK-12, or if you just want to get to the homepage to start exploring, you can always click the link using the logo on the top left. Now, up at the top, you'll also see Dashboard, which takes you back to the place we just were, Classes, if you have classes set up on CK-12, your library, where any customized resources will be found, the cafe, where you'll find our Jumpstart for Educators forum, and on the homepage for teachers, our standards browser. Those are all great links and resources to use as you work your way through. But what if you're starting to try to find content? So let's say you're teaching a unit on heat and temperature. The simplest way to find resources for that would be simply to type that into the search bar like I just did, and then choose the matching concept. Here, you'll see similar modality types to what we've been showing you in the previous parts of this session, including your read, your sims, your Plix, video and practice, and more. You can access any one of those particular resources simply by clicking on it and then opening that resource. From there, explore the resource or go back, check out a different one, read it, etc. So the simplest option if you want a specific resource for topic is to go in and search that and just find those parts. The other option would be to browse. Now you can browse using this browse option here or from the homepage by scrolling down to your subject areas. These are ones I've demoed recently, but all of my subjects are tagged this way. So if I want to see all of them, I could continue to browse further down, and I could click on the Sims browse option or the Plix option, our practice, and then our schools icon. Here you could explore community contributed flexbooks by state or country. If I click on that and then choose and explore accordingly. Or you could explore some of those other resources. Now, if I wanted to pick, let's say I was teaching an algebra class, I could pick that whole branch and click on it, and it would take me to the browse for algebra. Here you'll see our concepts, and any one of these links would take you to a concept page, just like the one you just saw on heat and temperature. The other option would be to go and click on the Flexbook Textbooks tab. If I click here, you'll see Flexbooks for middle school, as well as high school. You could then filter by levels. So if you needed a regular standard book for that class, a little more basic version, or an advanced or honors version, you could filter accordingly. And you could choose English or Spanish, or simply scroll all the way down to any available Spanish books we might have for a particular topic. This is also a great place. Up here, you can click on the concept map if you wanted to see that, and that would help you kind of explore how that concept or concepts within math and science relate to each other. So let me go back to this page for a second, and let's actually open one of these books. So let's say our Algebra 1 Concepts book. Within this book, the first thing I would see is my table of contents. Now, if I go in and I access any of these particular sections within here, that's where I start seeing the content. I start seeing the core content here. I might see some videos embedded in them. All the way down at the bottom, I'd see some review questions. And for any concept book, you'd also see the matching practice that's up here. We'll be talking throughout this particular program about assigning resources, which you can preview or assign practice here, or assign your book here. So you'll see that assign to class feature throughout our site. Now this page looks pretty similar on the student version, but let me show you specifically what that looks like. So as a student, if I'm in the same exact read, this definition of a variable read, the difference is that they don't have all of kind of the same layout, but instead we put the practice directly with that text. So they could actually start answering questions while they were looking at this and learning immediately. One of the only other differences between the teacher version and the student version is from the homepage. So let me show you that as well. For a student, they're not going to see the ad for the teacher summer program. And if they scroll down, instead of seeing resources for other schools, they can directly access our study guides here. Other than that, when they're actually accessing a resource directly, they're seeing the same view that you are seeing as an educator. So from this point forward, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to share from the teacher page. While you can go explore our flexbooks like this one, go back to our homepage and explore our simulations or our Plix by simply clicking on one of those buttons and browsing through there. You can always go back to our homepage and explore other resources based on topics, or simply search for resources for what you're looking for. In addition to exploring our content resources by browsing through topics or searching, we highly recommend that you take a minute to check out the resources in the footer. Those are especially important for educators, as they include information like our tools and apps, which link to our applications for CK-12 that you can download. They also link to resources on learning management systems. You'll see our webinars and our certified educator program and webinars, our testimonials, and the CK-12 resources gives you that overview of CK-12. Additionally, at the top is our wonderful help desk. So feel free to click on that and explore articles from our help center, or go down and email support@ck12.org if you have any questions.
With that, let's wrap up our exploration of our site and move into networking and support.